So we have Democrats like AOC who are worried that, Donald Trump in the White House may be involved in some insider trading. And this all stems from the other day where Donald Trump posted on True Social where he said this is a great time to buy. All right. And this is where the time where, the stock market wasn't doing well. And this is when he issued a 9-day pause on the tariffs, and then the stock market shot up. So AOC was worried that, there might be some Republicans that might have been involved in some insider trading, and she wants to do an investigation. Okay, so I think for now they're talking about, now she's talking about how she a lot of Congress people in Congress shouldn't be able to purchase stocks, which I would be all for. Right? Like I don't think they should be able to purchase individual stocks. If they want to buy index funds, fine. But buying individual stocks, they should not be allowed to do that. And if she's so worried about, people, being involved in insider trading, she should be, the main culprit she should be talking about is Nancy Pelosi, right? Who is the main culprit when it comes to insider trading. She's been accused of insider trading forever. Look at her net worth. She's worth what, over $100 million? Over $100 million. How'd she get that? Like a $175,000 salary, and she's worth over $100 million. How did she do that? Right? So if she really wants to talk about, banning, people in government from buying stocks, the first person she needs to look to is Nancy Pelosi. All right. But let's hear what she has to say, and then I'll share my thoughts.
Trump seems to be doing, from tweeting people to buy stock and then later announcing his development on taxes. If people are pissed about insider trading here at the House, look at what's happening at the White House right now and with the Republican Party.
Do you think he knew what he was doing when he sent out that message about stocks before he made the announcement?
It sure seemed like he did. I don't think that it was a coincidence. I don't think that Trump just coincidentally said buy stocks and then shortly later made an announcement that dramatically inflated and dramatically raised a lot of these asset prices. And, I've heard murmurings on the floor that there may have been people that knew that this was coming. And I'm very interested in seeing some of the stock disclosures that come out when those reports are due. And I'm very interested in what members of Congress have been buying and trading stocks in the last 24 hours prior to this tariff announcement.
Now look at, man, let's be honest, like insider trading, like he posted on Truth Social for everyone to see, right? So if anything, you look at, it might be some market manipulation, but insider trading, come on now, like he posted on Truth Social, everyone can see that. And if you were smart enough to buy, if you wanted to buy some stocks, hey, you made some money that day. Okay, but insider trading, come on now, that's a bit of a stretch. Okay, now and that's the thing is, like, you have Nancy Pelosi who has like been doing this for years, for decades. Like and I'll be honest, she's like, this is not the first time AOC has talked about it. I think she was on Jon Stewart's show, and she was talking about how many people in Congress and government are involved in insider trading. So she already knows this. Like she knows this. Like she knows that a lot of people do this. But yet, what has she done about it? She hasn't done anything about it. She hasn't issued a bill. Like all she does is talk. She hasn't done. Has he issued any bill? I think she said she talks about it. She has a bill. Like put it on the floor. Vote on it. Why aren't you doing anything? Because you know this is a serious thing. That you got people in government that are creating laws and then buying stocks that are benefiting from this. And like it's so serious that there's a Nancy Pelosi stock tracker where people can say, all right, they're going on these tracker lists, finding what stocks Nancy Pelosi is buying, and then they're buying those stocks. That's how serious it is. So it's like you have Nancy Pelosi who's doing it. Like she is the main culprit. Like she is clearly better. Like it's so obvious. Like it's so obvious and right in front of you in your face that we know she's doing it. Right? But then you got a lot of people on the left that are talking about, oh, how the corruption is just right in your face, right? Case in point, Sunny Halston. So let's hear what she has to say.
I got to tell you, I think what's fascinating to me is that the corruption is just completely out in the open at this point, because these kinds of actions where Trump tweeted out before this little pause, he said, this is a great time to buy. And that's really a whistle to those billionaires that can, or people that have money that can buy low and then the stock market prices go up. That's just.
Anybody could have done this. You don't have to be a billionaire to buy a stock. Like, it's just not billionaires, right? If you're a regular person, you could put some money into the stock market and also benefit from it. But she always references billionaires. It's like anybody could have done that. So it's not insider trading. It's just like, hey, it's maybe market manipulation, but it's not insider trading. Anybody could have done that. Any regular person. You don't need billions of dollars to invest in the stock market. You can do fractional shares. So anybody could have done this. But they always like to reference the billionaires, when in reality anybody could have benefited from this.
Generally called insider trading, and that would ordinarily trigger an investigation by the Securities and Exchange Commission. We know now that that's not probably going to happen because all of these government agencies have been, destroyed and dismantled. But someone with knowledge of an economic policy change that would cause the markets to shoot back up right before posting about how great a time it is to buy right before the policy change happened, would certainly be guilty of insider trading in my.
Well, let's see if somebody brings it to a.
It will be guilty in your books, obviously, when it's Donald Trump. If it's Donald Trump, yes, they'd be guilty because everything Donald Trump, you find guilty. But then you got Nancy, you got a bunch of Democrats that participate in this, and you say nothing. It's funny that you're saying it now that Donald Trump is in this, and now you want to talk about insider trading and he'd be guilty. Like stop. Like stop. These people are a bunch of hypocrites, man. They always, and see, this is the thing, right? They talk about why people defend Trump, right? Especially Trump supporters, because you guys are so unbalanced with your criticism of Trump. Like you have zero good things to say about Trump, right? You got nothing but negative things to say about Trump. And then when the other side wants to defend Trump, you say, well, has Trump ever done a bad thing? It's like, well, has Trump ever done a good thing in your eyes? So if you're not going to be fair in your criticism of Trump, don't expect the other side to be like, talk about the negative, because we're going to defend Trump. All right. And that's the thing. Like you guys have nothing. You can't say one good thing about Trump. Right. You always want to pick a truth, but then you have your other side who's doing all type of nefarious things and you never call them out. All right. So when you're talking about this insider trading, look at there's no insider trading. There's nothing to investigate. Okay, there's nothing to investigate. So Trump put out True Social for everyone to see. And if you took the risk and say, hey, let me put some money in the stock market, you made some money. If not, then that's okay. All right, but it's just funny that these they're talking about insider trading and doing investigations when you have Nancy Pelosi whose net worth is over $100 million, and this is like how do you do that? All right. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Interested to hear your thoughts. Make sure to leave a comment down below, hit the like button, and share. If you haven't done so, make sure to subscribe. Right, so guys, take care. Have a good one. Later.